On my way to the studio, I watched a 30-second video showing me how to make high-protein pancakes with cottage cheese. By the time I arrived, I'd also been told which foods improve my gut health, which ingredients to avoid, and what a wellness influencer eats every day. Our feeds have been flooded with recipes, healthy living advice, and trendy ingredients, and we've never had access to so much information about food. But has any of it changed how we eat? More importantly, are we eating any better? Joining me is Ethan, an American food writer who has covered food trends for 15 years. Ethan, how much have things changed?
Oh, completely. When I started, trends moved much more slowly. By the time a recipe made it into a major food magazine, it had usually been professionally tested, and readers had been turning to the same trusted sources for years. Now, a trend can take off overnight. Someone posts a video using an unfamiliar ingredient, and within days it may have reached millions. That's been fantastic. Social media has exposed us to dishes we might never have discovered otherwise. But we've also been bombarded with conflicting advice. By the time you've stocked your pantry with the latest superfood, the internet has moved on.
But has access to all this information improved the way we eat?
That's harder to say. People have certainly become more aware of nutrition, but what we see online is highly curated. Someone might post a beautifully arranged breakfast full of fresh fruit and seeds, but we have no idea what they eat for the rest of the week. And while millions of us have been watching healthy recipe videos, plenty of people are still living on takeout or wolfing down lunch between meetings. So, I'd say social media has changed what we aspire to eat more than what we actually eat.
That's an interesting distinction. Knowing what a healthy diet looks like doesn't necessarily mean following one. Priya, you're a dietitian here in the UK. Does that reflect what you've been seeing in your work?
Absolutely. There has always been a gap between knowing what is good for us and being able to put that knowledge into practice. People's choices are shaped by their income, working hours, culture, health, and family responsibilities. Some clients have told me they haven't had a square meal all week, not because they don't understand nutrition, but because they've been working shifts, looking after children, or caring for relatives. If someone has been skipping meals for months, telling them to prepare a complicated recipe with 12 ingredients isn't particularly helpful. Social media can make healthy eating look like a full-time job. In reality, the changes that work best are the ones that fit into people's lives.
So, if knowing more hasn't necessarily made us eat better, what do you think our diets will look like in another 10 or 15 years?
By 2040, personalised advice will probably have become more common, while climate pressures will have pushed plant-based foods further into the mainstream and perhaps made insect-based products more widely accepted. But the biggest change may be cultural. By then, with more people living alone and working irregular hours, eating alone and ordering in may have become even more normal. Shared meals, however, may have become more precious, something we make a deliberate effort to arrange rather than simply take for granted.
That's a fascinating point. After the break, we'll be looking at which current food trends could change our habits for good, and which ones will have disappeared almost as quickly as they arrived.